to Ester's Kitchen again. What do you crave when you come home and it's freezing cold out? You don't have a lot of time to cook. What is it you like? How about something warm, hearty, filling, and yummy? If you don't like lentils yet, you might just after this show. Well, hello everybody, and welcome Mary Ellen.
Hi.
Mary Ellen is with Barry's Youth Haven, so we're going to get to talk about that a little bit later on. In the meantime, you volunteered to taste some lentil soup that we're going to be making today. Now, I'm going to feed you while you're not eating soup yet. So there's a light little salad, because that soup, I tell you, is not going to be a light one. It'll be, you know, one of those hearty, good for you, feel good kind of soups.
Oh, nice.
Yep. So you said you haven't had lentils before.
I have never tried lentil. My husband's always getting me to try new things, but I never ever have tried lentil. And we've gone places where they say, oh, this is the best soup. And I'm like, no.
You haven't tried. Oh, so now that's perfect, actually, because now we're going to have the real guinea pig.
Oh, great.
So, like any soup, we're going to start with onion. We're going to saute some vegetables, the easy part. This is not a nice onion. See, sometimes you can't tell from the outside, so you just have to be a little more generous peeling.
I'm just glad you're the one doing it.
That makes it very little, doesn't it? Onion, celery. Do you know celery root?
No.
There you go. Celery stalks, yes.
Yes.
You can use either one in this soup. Both is going to work. I like celery root in cooked dishes.
I've never seen that before.
No, it's yummy. I'll let you taste it too. Celery green works just as well. I love the celery greens raw, like in tuna salad, egg salad, or whatever. And when I cook with celery, I prefer the root. It's a very intense, beautiful flavor. You want to be generous peeling because it's got all these knobby things in it.
I had no idea celery had root.
It's a different plant, actually. Okay. One kind is grown for the stalks, and the other kind is grown for the root. So, you want to smell it? Because it tastes just like it smells.
Oh, it smells like celery.
It's very, very aromatic. Very nice.
I like that.
Look, I'm making
I love the
again.
smell of celery.
Well, you might. Do you dare?
Okay, I'll dare.
Careful, hot. Sharp. So little tiny dice.
It still tastes like celery.
Doesn't it? But more earthy, doesn't it? Isn't it a little more earthy? That's what I love about it.
That's really kind of neat. I didn't even know there was such a thing. See, look what I'm going to learn today.
Two things already, lentils and celery root. It's not that popular, I think, here, but you can get it in the grocery stores. A nice, Waldorf salad maybe is made with celery root.
Oh, okay.
A julienne of the root, a mayonnaise dressing, walnuts, a fruit in it, maybe pineapple. Very tasty.
Now, I never have seen that in a grocery store. Is it just specialty stores?
Not really.
You can actually get them
everywhere, pretty well.
I'm going to be looking now. I'll be able to tell my husband something he might not know.
Yeah.
He's the cook in our house.
Oh, good. So he might make you a Waldorf salad. Look that up. It's a good salad.
Oh,
it's very yummy. So we have celery, green or white, onion. Could I make you work? I can make you work while you're here.
You can.
Why don't you peel carrots?
I can peel.
You can?
I have been known to peel.
But you've had carrots before, yes?
Yes.
Good. Oh, too bad. How disappointing.
And this depends on which way we do this. Does it matter which way this goes?
I don't care. It goes both ways. There's a little wet wipe if you need it. Okay. In the meantime, we'll do that onion. Don't you hate it when you're being put on the spot?
I know, it's so rude.
You're doing a fine job.
Don't tell my husband, he'll make me cook.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, just make sure he doesn't watch Roger TV.
He'll really make me cook because I made him jump out of a plane.
You didn't?
I did. He's never even been in one.
Oh my God. And how did that go over?
He's still making me pay for it. Oops.
Uh-oh. He didn't love it?
You know what? He was, because he really is terrified of heights.
Oh,
and,
no way.
And that's why.
Do you love your husband?
I do. I love him a lot.
So why are you doing that to
Because
him?
we did it for Youth Haven. So we raised $10,000 for the
That's your
shelter.
excuse.
Yes.
Okay.
And I was thankful that he was willing to, but
really,
it was an experience for the poor fella.
That sounds scary to me. Did you jump too?
Yeah.
You did?
Oh, I wouldn't make him without me jumping. That would be horrible.
You're a courageous woman. There's a little wipey, if you like.
We did it for our Face Your Fear campaign.
Yeah.
So I decided to face my biggest fear, and I had asked him to do it, and he had said, no, that's not going to happen. And then it just turned out, as I asked him more than once, that he decided to.
Really?
So, yeah.
Wow. Well, that's something I'd have to really think about, because I'm not good with heights.
I did a really good job peeling that.
You did fantastic. Look at it. It's the nicest peeled carrot I've ever worked with. It's beautiful.
Well, thank you.
Why don't you come here more often?
Anytime.
Good. I'll take you up on that. Be careful.
You could teach me.
I'm known for that.
And you could teach me how to cook, and we'll surprise my husband.
Well, I can't really cook. I just play with food, and sometimes it turns out okay, and sometimes it doesn't. It's one of those things. So would you go again, jump out of an airplane?
I would, yes. My husband isn't sure he would do it again. He got to do some really cool things that I didn't get to do. He got to pull the ripcord, he got to kind of steer, and I thought, well, that's just rude. You got to do that, and I didn't.
He got to steer. So how do you know you're steering right?
Well, what they do is they give you the cords, like the handles, and then you pull down, and they'll tell you, pull down this side, the right side to go this way or whatever.
And what if you do it wrong?
Well, you're tandem. You're not by yourself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we didn't do it alone. That's just crazy.
Okay, I'll take that out of your way too. Yeah, that sounds a little better. Yeah.
It's not so bad.
I'll give you your food back. How's that?
I'm going to try some of this. It's cheese.
Do you want it? That is feta?
I love feta cheese.
I'll give you some.
Oh my goodness.
Capri if you like. And I went very mild on it's a parsley dressing. If you want more seasoning, there's black pepper there. In the meantime, we're just going to saute those veggies. So this will only take 5, 6, 7 minutes. We're going to make sure they saute nicely in some olive oil. And while this is doing its job, we shall make room for our meats. We're going to fry the bacon and then add the smoked sausage into the pan. And the wieners can just stay the way they are. And they are our extra protein on top of the lentil protein. How's that? Mm-hmm. So you will be full after. It is yummy. Want to try some? Mm-hmm. There you go. Turn that up a little bit. We don't want the vegetables to brown, but I want them to be nice and cooked. We should do this more often. I've never had my guests do any slave labor, but I love it, I have to say. I just absolutely love it. Speeds things up.
That's right.
If I'm lucky, I get help in the kitchen. It's usually for dishes from one of my good friends. He just loves, it seems, doing dishes. His wife tells me otherwise, but when he's here, I can always rely on him.
Well, it's funny because I would rather clean up than have to cook.
Really?
Well, so
we'll make a good pair, you know that? You peel and clean, I'll do the cooking. The potatoes, they're going to go in and they're going to help make the soup a little thicker because they're going to release the starch into the broth. Cool. Feels more like a meal than a soup.
I love potatoes.
So
I'm Irish, so you know.
Oh, okay, that explains it. What's your favorite potato dish?
Oh, I just like mashed potatoes.
Isn't that funny? That's
I like anything to do with
addiction.
potatoes. Like you can do mashed, you can do scalloped, you can do anything, and I'll eat it if it says potato. Except potato soup. I don't know why I don't like potato soup.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you tried ours yet?
No.
Have you been at Fresh Affair for potato and leek soup?
No, but I'll try it.
You better go.
I will do that.
If you like potatoes, you're going to love the soup. Lentils are in, vegetables are sauteed. I'm going to just add potatoes. I wish I would have kept that further away from my sausage. There we go. We're going to lose a couple of days. Because now we need to add some liquid. Stir that a little. And I'm using a vegetable broth. I have my seasoning for the broth and some nice fresh water. Turn that up. We'll bring that to a boil. That looks about right. I soaked my lentils overnight so that the cook time would be a little shorter. Usually, even though these green lentils, 30 minutes will do, but this should be all good within 15, 20 minutes. Vegetables want to be nice and soft too. I want to get rid of some of that fat while it's sizzling away here. Once this is about halfway cooked, we're going to add the smoked sausage, and as I said earlier, we'll leave the wieners all alone, and they go in just to warm at the end. So the bacon is about halfway through. The smoked sausage is cooked already, so I like it when it's a little crispy going into the soup. Just adds a little bit of texture. So we'll give that a minute, then we'll pull it off, and see how this is doing. Almost boiling.
Can we put this feta in there? Because it's so good.
In the soup? Maybe in your potato and leek soup.
There you go.
Put that on top. Absolutely.
Okay, so there's obviously a difference between the feta that I usually buy and this, because this is it's
creamy,
awesome.
Isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
You
really.
have to just try them all and find your favorite. You are raising substantial amounts of money for Youth Haven.
So we have several events throughout the year. We have our Boxes of Hope event, which technically is for the youth for Christmas. And like I said, we had raised over $10,000 for that event. Yeah. The Face Your Fear launch, that was when I launched my husband out of a plane. And between him and myself, and we had a wonderful youth, Brittany, who decided to jump that day. We ended up raising $10,211. And our goal was $10,000, so we surpassed that as well.
That. Congratulations!
Thank you.
That's an accomplishment.
Yeah, and we had our motorcycle ride, our first motorcycle ride in 2017, and now we're doing one annually. So we also have our coldest night of the year event. That's our biggest one. We're hoping to raise $100,000 this year.
And what is that?
Everyone thinks you're walking on the coldest night of the year, but technically it's for those people who are out on the coldest night of the year. We're walking for them.
Gotcha.
So I believe it was 3 years ago, it was the warmest night of the year in February. So they were walking in t-shirts. Last year, not so much. Last year was cold.
Yeah.
So this year is looking like it's probably going to be cold, but we really need the funds coming in. So we need people to put teams together, to volunteer, sponsor, like businesses to sponsor the event. And that's always the third week in February every year.
So people can get in touch with you and find out what they can do if they want to support this?
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, I think that's a great...
And this year we're doing a prom for the youth. We're hoping to make it an annual event.
That sounds exciting.
I know, it's for them. Instead of it being a gala for other people to attend, it's a prom that the people will buy tickets for our youth to attend. And they're so excited.
And when's the date for
that? Is May 11th.
May. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm really excited about that one. We have a business downtown, Loved Again, who is donating the rental of all the dresses. And we have different photographers, makeup artists, and hairstylists who are willing to donate their time to glam the kids up and take photos. So I'm really excited for the kids to have that kind of a night.
Yes.
And then maybe that will, you know, give them that little confidence boost, you know. And
sometimes that's all you need to trigger something good, isn't it?
Exactly.
We know that too.
Yeah.
We all have these ups and downs thinking about ourselves, don't we?
I got a heck of a lot of confidence from jumping out of a plane. I was like,
I believe
did
you.
it.
I'm still not going to do it.
Oh, come on.
No, no way.
It's
no
a little
way.
fear.
No.
I'll go with you.
No, thank you.
Let's go together.
No, thank you.
We could cut some vegetables on the way down.
No, that would be my last vegetable cut ever because I die from fear. Nope, nope, nope. We'll think of something else that we can dare.
Okay.
So one last little thing we need to do, just because you're going to make the soup at home, I bet, because it's good. It's good. Is we're going to make what's called a little roux, a little thingy that makes it a little thicker.
Okay.
Because you can see it's clear almost, watery, liquidy. We don't want that. We want it a little thicker. So, very easy. We'll put a bit of butter, not on your stovetop, but in the pan. And you don't want to brown it like I'm just about to do here, so we'll turn that down a bit. We're adding some flour. You want to do the same amount of butter and flour roughly. So if you do a big tablespoon of butter, you do a big tablespoon of flour.
Okay.
You stir that in here.
Is it one of those things where you stir until the consistency is what you want?
Sorry?
Is it one of those where you stir until the consistency is what you want?
Yeah, you just want to make sure that the butter and the flour become all one.
Okay.
So it's nice and homogeneous. And then you can either stir that into your soup. You want it for about a minute so you don't taste the starchy flour. It cooks off and you don't taste it as much. What I like to do, because it makes life a little easier, is put a little of that broth in here. See how that's nice and thick? Just because it's easier to add it to the soup when you have a little more to work with.
You're making me hungry.
I hope so, because we have a lot to eat here.
Now you still have hot dogs on the side. Is that
the wieners are still on the sides. They're not going to be fried or anything. I like them just as they are, and they will just heat up in the soup.
Okay.
So now we'll take this and stir it into the soup. It's important that you stir while you put it in, so it doesn't form any clumps. Make sure it all goes in. And you see how that thickens your soup?
Yes.
There we go. And then all we need to do, before we get to enjoy this, is add the meats. And I drained the fat in the pan a little bit so we're not, oops. It's an endless mess.
That's what you need me for, the cleanup crew.
Yeah, well, you volunteered, so remember, I'll remember that. You're not leaving until this is all clean. So we have our smoked meats in here. We're adding the little wieners. And again, you can add whatever you like. If you're not into smoked sausage, don't put it in. If you don't want bacon, don't put it in. I just think it needs a little bit of oomph, and the smoked flavor of the meats give it that. But you could cook some pork and put it in there. Anything you enjoy. Cooking is really whatever you like. Right?
Yeah.
There we go. So that starts looking like a meal now.
What do you usually serve it with?
Just as is, with a fresh from the oven piece of bread.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Simple, easy.
Great for those really cold days.
It is.
Always, what we're always trying to, with the shelter, we do a lot of soups and chilies and things like that because the kids are coming in and out.
There?
Oh, yes. So we have a full kitchen.
You do?
Yeah, and we have like sometimes people will come in and teach the youth how to cook. Sometimes there will be someone who cooks for them.
Right.
And some of them just like to cook themselves, but they have chores and things like that. So.
Oh, okay. Well, why don't we cook soup there one day?
Oh, I would be all over that. That would be amazing.
I would love that. And I've never seen the shelter, so I wouldn't mind at all.
That's a great
There
idea.
we go. There's a plan. So remember I said in the beginning we're not adding any salt?
Yes.
Because of the meats. So now the meats are in. Whatever salt they add is in. And I do want to add just a little bit, just a touch.
Do you use rock salt, pink salt? Do you use any of those or just regular salt?
All of them.
All of them?
Just for fun. I have to admit I don't taste a difference. I'm not that good. But I like the texture of the coarse salt. When I put salt in water for pasta or whatever, I use coarse. When I season meats, I use coarse. I like it.
Yeah.
For vegetables and whatever, I like the more delicate fine salt because it doses nicer and it distributes a little more even.
Okay.
But again, it's all preferences.
Yeah.
So let's see how that is now turning out. That looks about right.
It looks good.
Okay, so all that's left to do really is to eat. Are you up to that?
I'm all over that.
Okay, we're gonna be right back when we serve and taste and let you know how it turned out. Welcome back. It's that time now. It's time to eat. Are you hungry?
I'm very hungry.
Let me feed you.
Super excited.
Okay, let's see.
And I hear you're allowed to slurp.
You're absolutely allowed to slurp, especially since you're the lentil virgin. We're going to have that effect to just
That's
emphasize
awesome.
it. How's that?
Works for me. It looks fabulous.
It looks the way it's supposed to look. And I know you prefer, I have European wieners, over smoked meat, so I'm trying to be selective here.
Awesome.
There you go.
Look at them.
I'm just going to make an assumption that it's better with a little bit of...
I'm not a pepper girl, so just a teeny tiny.
It was just tiny.
This is
tiny.
all about
Yes.
trying something new.
It's very hot. Be careful.
And now we'll be slurping.
What
if
are
it's
we
super
going to
hot.
do if you don't like it? Oh my God, I never thought of that.
I can't imagine. I'm gonna make sure that when I have it, it has a wiener in it. And some carrots.
Carrots, celery root, onion, smoked meats, lentils, broth, some seasoning, and that's really it. That's all that's in there.
Oh my gosh,
And it's a,
that was really good.
oh, this is very credible. You do like it.
Oh my goodness,
love
yeah.
to hear that. I love to hear
I
that.
honestly think you need to take a little visit to the shelter and show us how to make some of this.
I would love to. I would love to. I've actually taken this. It's my grandma's go-to food in the winter, right? We had a big pot always. She had pots of soup going when it was cold out, because when I came home from school or my dad came back from work, we were starved. So we do, in Fresh Affair, I do a lot of those soups that my grandma used to cook. And this is one that I haven't dared do yet because it's so very German.
Oh, but it's so good.
And I'm not even sure, we don't cook with green lentils as much here as we do with red lentils. We have a great red lentil soup at Fresh Affair too. But this is coming out now. We're going to just try it. Hand out tasters and see, because I'm curious about feedback. Sometimes different countries have different preferences. But I think this is so good that I could not comprehend if somebody doesn't love it.
I love this.
Cheers.
Cheers. Wait, do I get to slurp?
No slipper. Yes, please.
It's hard to slurp them. Oops, I spilled. Is this a napkin?
It is a napkin. You're allowed to spill, you're allowed to slurp.
It's hard to slurp this because there's so many chunks of so many amazing things in here. The potato.
As soon as my mouth is empty, I'm sorry. I'm going to say enjoy. And I hope you enjoyed watching. Make this soup at home, try it. It is really yum, and with January, February being so freezing cold, you're gonna love this at night. Hope to see you next time. Thanks for watching.